Hey everybody, it's Patrick. Starting a yoga practice can be very intimidating, and maybe it's one of the reasons you haven't given it a try yet. Carly and I created this beginner yoga series for you so that you can practice yoga anywhere with absolutely no expectations and no requirements. You don't need any fancy yoga props. All you need is yourself, a little bit of spare time, and the willingness to give it a try. Each day we'll go through a different part of the yoga practice so you can begin to get more comfortable practicing, understanding how to breathe, how to move fluidly, and how to enjoy the process of coming into harmony with yourself. Let's begin day one. This practice will mostly be done from a seated position. So if you have a hard time sitting on your shins like I'm doing right now, take a block or a pillow and just simply put it in between your ankles. That way you can sit upright at a comfortable height for you, have a nice long spine, and it will really allow you to breathe and do these simple shoulder openers very easily. To begin, we're going to start doing some shoulder rolls. And what you really want to focus on here is just getting a full articulation of the movement. So as you sweep, you want to lift the shoulders up. We're going to go backwards first, pick up the chest, and then roll forward. And you're trying to get a nice smooth rhythm of lifting the shoulders, creating a good opening through the body. So often we sit in really hunched positions when you drive, when you use a computer, when you watch TV. And so we're just kind of trying to undo some of that work here in the beginning of our nice little easy practice. After a few rounds going backwards, we're going to change it up and just go the other direction. So we're going to roll forwards. And as you roll forwards, make sure to really lift through the back. Think about the shoulders touching the bottoms of your earlobes, getting a nice little bit of movement. Rolling around, breathing easily, and just beginning to articulate your upper back. Now that the shoulders are feeling very warmed up, we're going to take a moment and warm up the wrists a little bit. So you're going to create fists. And then you're going to press those fists together. Bring the backs of your hands to the floor. And then begin to hug your forearms together. So nice simple movement, hugging the forearms together. You want to feel a magnetization between the right and the left forearm. If this is too much for you right now, you can always keep the elbows bent and space out the hands a little bit. Just trying to warm up the outer wrists, loosen up and stretch the forearm a bit to create a nice bit of movement in the body. Take another few breaths here. And then go ahead and release. Bring your hands to the floor like they would be right underneath the shoulders. Shift the hips away from the feet for a moment. And then all we're going to do is roll the shoulders over the hands a few times. Don't worry about having a pattern that's the same every time. Sometimes you could do a big wide circle. Sometimes you could do a small circle. You can go right, you can go left. You could do figure eights or zigzags. We're just trying to shift weight around the hands and feel what it's like to bear weight. This is also really helping you warm up the range of motion for the wrist and helping with a key principle of the yoga practice, which is every time your hands are on the ground, you want to keep your index knuckles glued to the floor. That's this knuckle right here. You want to make sure that index knuckle stays grounded. All right, so you want to just, no matter where the weight shifts, the index knuckles of both hands are always down. So as I shift weight into my left hand, it's very easy to feel the index knuckle down on the left hand, but sometimes the right index knuckle may want to lift a bit because there's less pressure. You want to keep that pressing down through any range of motion that you're working here. Take another few rounds. And then when you finish, go ahead and bring your knees together and then sit back towards your ankles, onto the prop, or on the backs of the heels. The next thing we're going to do is bind the hands behind the back. So you'll press the palms together behind your back. The right thumb will go over the left. This may be tough for you right here. So think about hugging the elbows together, trying to get a nice lift of the chest. And then think about your hands holding a really heavy weight and just begin to reach your hands down towards the floor. Elevating the chest, lifting the heart, And noticing the ease of your ability to breathe. So you're really getting a nice lift through the chest, lengthening the heart up towards the sky to the very best of your current ability. Creating length, reaching the hands down, elevating and elongating the spine. Slowly bring your hands over your right hip. So bringing the hands to the right side, keeping your palms pressed together. Your right elbow might wing out a little bit. You can tuck it back if you want, or you can keep it out and press the palms together more. Then just gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Continue to reach your left shoulder a little bit to the left, so you're getting a nice bit of length. And just hold here for a few moments. And go ahead and rise back up. Bring your head to center. Bring the bind behind your back. Release the bind. Bring your hands to the ground and just shift onto the shins for a moment. Tuck the toes if you want. Lift the knees off the ground. And just set the knees back down, right where they were. Untuck the toes. Set the feet back and sit right to your starting position. So we're going to go to the other side this time with the bind. So press the palms together behind the back. This time the left thumb is on top of the right. Really feel a good connection between your hands. And then chase the ground behind you, lifting the chest up, lifting the heart up, creating a nice bit of length. Gentle ease to your breathing. And then bring the bind over to your left hip. Trying to be as symmetrical as possible. Drop your left shoulder towards. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And continue to reach your right shoulder over to the right. Feel a nice bit of length through the right side of the neck. And then slowly come back to center. Bring the bind to center. Release the hands, bring your fingertips to the floor. Gently lift the chest a little bit. And then press the shins down lightly to lift the hips and the butt like an inch off your heels or your prop. Anywhere between 1 to 3 inches, just getting a little light lift through the front body. And then exhale, release. Sitting back on the feet. Reach your arms out as wide as you can. And then you're going to give yourself a hug with the right arm coming over the top, the left hand reaching underneath. Try and walk your hands as far around the back as possible so the middle fingers of the opposite hands are reaching towards the spine. You can hold and stay right here. Or if you want to work towards the eagle arms, you're going to feel the back of the forearms begin to magnetize together at the middle of your face. So slowly beginning to unravel that hug. So the left fingertips come to the middle of the right palm. You can hold right here, or if you want, you can begin to lift the arms up and down a little bit. Really nice rinsing feeling in the shoulders. And you can move with the breath here. So inhale, lifting the arms up, and exhale, lowering down. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, lower down. Release the arms, reach them as wide as you possibly can, creating a lot of length. And then hug yourself again, this time with the left arm coming over the top. Walking your hands towards the middle of the back to the best of your ability, trying to keep your elbows high. And then working towards the eagle bind if you did in the first side. The fingers of the right hand come towards the middle of the left hand. You can hold right here just like you did on round 1, or you can begin to move the arms up and down, creating a nice bit of length. Syncing it with your breath into the first foray into that in our practice today. We'll just do 2 more. So inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Release the arms, roll the shoulders a few times. Amazing. Go ahead and bring your hands to the floor in what we'll call tabletop position. So in your tabletop, you'll want your shoulders on top of the wrists and your hips somewhere on top of the knees. Very similar to when we were warming up the wrists a few moments ago. And all we're going to do here is just try and sync our breath to our movement for the very first time officially. So in this cat-cow pose, on your inhale, you want to curve the chest out, slightly bend your elbows if it helps you move your spine. And then on your exhale, you're going to straighten the arms completely and round into your upper back as much as possible. Inhale, curve the chest through. And exhale, round the upper back. Inhale, curve the chest through. And exhale, round the upper back. And just begin to take a few on your own. They don't need to be as strict as just the movement being forwards and backwards. You can begin to sway a little bit side to side as you move, adding a bit more fluidity into the body. And just kind of, in general, creating a little bit of freedom for the spine. This is excellent for anybody that has long commutes or works in an office job or just in general feels like their posture is bad, because what you're doing is just creating movement and rhythm in the body that's really helping you open up and loosen the spine, open up and loosen the shoulders, areas where we all carry a lot of stress and a lot of tension. And allowing you to find some freedom. Go ahead and slowly sit back on the feet. Take a moment, close your eyes. If it's more comfortable for you to sit in a cross-legged position, feel free. Don't be too technical about the seat at this moment, but just find a comfortable seat for you and close your eyes. We're going to focus on the breathing here for our next few moments. So as you know, breathing is an incredibly important part of the yoga practice. It's kind of the key ingredient to the whole mix of what we're putting together. So when you focus on your breathing right now, we're going to do just some very simple, controlled breaths, just helping you create an understanding for the difference between your inhale, your pause, and your exhale. So to begin, go ahead and exhale, clear out your system completely. And then take a deep inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go ahead and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a huge deep inhale, no restriction on the breath. Lift your chest as much as you can. Hold the breath up top. And exhale, completely release. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me in this yoga practice today. I hope you feel a little bit more space in your shoulders, a little bit more mobility in your spine, and a little bit less pressure on your wrists. Don't forget to tune into tomorrow's video with Carling, where you will begin to explore more parts of the yoga practice. And of course, any likes or subscriptions are greatly appreciated. We hope to see you guys soon on the mat. Have an amazing day. Peace.